What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to try to address a little issue that I have with the F80 M3, and it's not a major issue. It's just something that I think it's always been bothering me since I've owned this vehicle, is the 6-speed transmission. It's not as crisp as I want it to be, and honestly it's just notchier than I would like. And it's not the worst transmission, it's just something that I'm not used to, coming from the Honda background, and quite frankly even the Subaru had a pretty decent transmission compared to the F80, and that's just my opinion. I feel like it's very rubbery. It doesn't feel engaged when you're going into gears, especially in stock form. Now I did a few things to this transmission to help with the feel. I did install Auto Solutions short shift kit, and I can tell you right off the bat, just that alone helped tremendously. Now the gearbox feels very crisp, very smooth, still a little notchy, and it is tough to go from first to second gear, at least quickly shifting. It does give you that, I don't know, it just doesn't feel confidence inspiring, and it almost feels like you're gonna miss a gear shifting quickly with this car. But I would say that the Auto Solutions short shift kit did work. And if you don't know who Auto Solution is, I would recommend doing a little research and checking out their website. The owner's name is Ronald. He does an amazing job, and honestly, he just customizes OEM style shifters for these cars and other generations as well. So I did go with the Auto Solutions 25% reduction. It's OEM height, and I did go with the stiffer poly bushings that he recommended for my use. I don't daily drive this car every day. This is my weekend fun car, and I do want to get into some track events as well with this car, and I just want to improve the shifter. And honestly, with the Auto Solution short shift kit, I can tell you right off the bat that helped tremendously. But today we're going to try to change out the transmission fluid with this over here. If my camera can focus, it is the Motul multi-DCT transmission fluid. And yes, that is a DCT specific transmission fluid, but I keep reading that it works and it meets the specification, and I did confirm with the actual manufacturer itself that it does meet the recommendation, the specification for the OEM. I hear a lot of success stories with this. Helps smoothen out the shifts and engagement a little bit, so I'm going to try that. And also keep in mind, guys, I do not have a stock clutch. I did upgrade my clutch to a spec. I believe I don't know the model number, but it's the middle level one, and it's a little aggressive, a lot more aggressive than stock, I can tell you that. And since I changed the clutch, that's actually contributed to the rough notchiness that I'm getting. It just amplified it a lot more. So let's see if this if the actual transmission fluid makes a difference. I did forget to mention that I will be also installing the Rouge Engineering Transmission mounts. I heard a lot of good things about this as well. This should also help with the shifting between first and second and third gear, because it allows the transmission to stay put. As of right now, the current stock transmission mounts are very flexible, causing a lot of deflection when you're shifting aggressively. So hopefully this helps a lot. After this, I'll do a short little drive, and I'll take you guys with me to see if it made a difference. If it doesn't, hey, at least I tried, and it will help. I hope it helps somebody else out there. All right, y'all, just to give you a little update, honestly, this is pretty simple for anyone that's looking to do your transmission oil. It's really that little, well, pretty big heat shield that's in the way. There's just these, I believe these were 8mm all across the top, and maybe 110mm that's at the end, and it comes right off. The drain bolt, as you can see here, it's draining, obviously. It's 8mm Allen bolts, or wrench, whatever, or socket, whatever you want to call it. I cracked both of them loose before draining it, just to make sure that they both could come off, because I've had experience where the fill never wanted to come off and I drain all my oil, so that's fun. Yeah, and I'm just letting this drain off for a little bit, and I'll just add the transmission fluid there. All right, y'all, just swapped over the fluid. Like I said, pretty simple. All you got to do is just get the pump adapter and just pump about 1.5 quarts of the transmission fluid until it starts dripping, and once it starts dripping, you're pretty much good to go. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to support the transmission with my jack. I'm just going to support it a bit because I'm going to take off this brace. These are the actual transmission mounts, and they're held in on the bottom there. I don't know if you can see that, by 13mm bolts on the top and on the bottom. So once I support it, I'm just going to pop this off, remove the brace, and we should be good to go, swapping out the actual mounts themselves. All right, back for another update. So pretty much this is the brace that's holding the transmission mount. As you can see, this is one, and in comparison, you can see this is the Rouge Engineering. See how stiff it is? I mean, it still has some give to it, so it's not totally solid like a poly mount. The last thing I want is to have a bunch of vibration in the cabin. I already have enough vibration with the upgraded clutch and the shifter. So this is the stock one, as you can see. Even just pressing it down, you can see the flex. So hopefully this does make a difference. So this just sits on top here, and all I'm doing right now is installing this while it's off the car, and just access the 13mm bolt on top and snug it down, and we should be good to go. All right, y'all, we're back again. So now I'm just testing the car out to see if everything's running smoothly. So far, so good. Like I said, the install is pretty straightforward. I don't feel any additional vibration in the cabin. The shifter field does feel a lot more stiffer, which is good in a good way, not like in a rough way. And it is going into gear a lot smoother than it was before. For some reason, prior to all this, I did feel every time I'm in first gear, sometimes it would get stuck in first gear. I don't know why, but it would do that, and it started happening after I got the spec clutch installed. But I don't know, it just seems like everything is operating a lot more smoother than it was. But again, that's just my initial impression. I'm gonna test the car out and see if there's any other issues that I encounter down the road. But so far, so good. And again, I don't see anything, I don't see no downsides to doing this, besides people that are afraid of extra noises in the cabin. And like I said, this is not a polyurethane bushing. It's still made out of rubber. So it still has a little bit of give to it, and it's not gonna drive you nuts when you're sitting at a stoplight. It's starting to drizzle a little bit, so I gotta take it a little easy. But definitely feels a lot better. It definitely feels a lot better. You can definitely tell that there's less movement. So the moment you get into gear, it's good and it's gone. Go, baby. I fucking love this car. I love this car. And one of these days I'll make another video. I know I said that in my last video, but I'll make a video just going over the modifications that I've done to this car. I can tell you right off the bat, I definitely did a lot more since the last time that I was on. I made a video on the car. A ton of stuff to report back, and I can tell you I'm in love with every single modification I've done so far to this car. But stay tuned, guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you guys like the video, just like it, comment, whatever. I really don't care if you guys have any negative things to say. But yeah, it's been a joy so far. I'm gonna do a U-turn here, and I'm gonna see if I can rip it a little bit. One thing to note as well, my tires are cold. But I did install some Nittles NT555 R2s in the rear, and man, probably the best modification you can do for grip is a good set of tires, obviously, but tires literally blew me away when it comes to traction. And it's been fairly cold here in Jersey, so I haven't really gotten the chance to test it properly, and it's been raining the past few weeks. But the time that it has been getting above 50 degrees, these tires, they do shine. All right, let's do a pull for you guys. This car just puts a smile on my face, if you can't tell. I don't know if you can pick up the turbo sounds, but that's a little hint as far as the modifications that I've done to this car so far. Alright, y'all, well, stay tuned for another video. My next video, I'll try to make a little update on the modifications I've done to the car so far. But yeah.